today's going to be one of the best shows that we got because over the weekend, Gary did an appearance with the Garionette, and Howard was grilling him about it all week. You better not lose the Garionette. You better not lose it. So me and some of my friends went to his appearance and stole the Garionette. Gary's been calling me all weekend. He's flipping. He thinks it's gone. He doesn't know what to do. So this is going to be really funny. This probably is. I can't wait to see what happens.
Baba Booey, what is your problem? Tell me what is ailing you. Baba Booey...
he must be nervous. He's already licked those teeth twice.
Are you licking those teeth?
Just throw a bucket of water on me.
Fred, I think you better get the Gary Puppet for this one and start licking its teeth. We got to get to move its tongue.
Yes, we got to get Gary Puppet a tongue.
Yeah. What is your problem?
Okay, I'm really, really nervous, so you got to have a little pity on me. Like when a kid comes to his father and he did something wrong?
Sure, it wasn't that bad.
You're no kid, you're a grown man.
Fred, don't go anywhere.
Like when a kid...
The Gary Puppet has been abducted.
Oh, stop.
And I know somebody stole the puppet on Saturday. But I have a plate number of the car that took it.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
He's kidding.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding. Let you take the puppet?
Wait a second. Excuse me. I want to say something.
Okay.
He's kidding.
I'm not kidding. I think that you guys set me up, but I really believe it.
Oh, I set you up.
I think that you guys set me up.
First of all, number one, I did not set you up. Number two, what did I tell you about taking the Gary Puppet on an appearance?
Keep an eye on it.
So how did
he comes to me? He comes to me and he says, "Hey Howard, hey Wolf, I wanted. Did I tell you I love the Gary Puppet more than I love any person on this planet?
Yes, you did.
That I love the Gary Puppet more than my wife and family?
Yes, you did say that. You did say
definitely more than you.
Definitely more than
Definitely more than the Gary Puppet is a superstar on E.
Yes.
And people on the radio like the Gary Puppet. Go figure that one out. That's like Charlie McCarthy being a star on radio.
I never understood how that worked, but it's working here.
How did you lose it? How could you do that? How do you lose the Gary
Wait a minute.
Puppet?
Let me find out what the situation was. It was Saturday?
Yes.
And how would I set you up?
I don't know.
We don't even know where you were.
Where were you?
You guys know where I was.
I have
was
no
at an
idea
appearance. It's not like you know.
Where were you?
I was at an appearance in Little Falls, New Jersey.
And where is the Gary Puppet now?
Gone.
Someone stole it.
Yes.
You're not kidding.
But how
me.
did it get out of your sight? Why weren't you touching the Gary Puppet at all times?
Because the owners of the store wanted me to look at something, and they said they would watch it while I was gone for about 2 seconds.
What?
He's kidding.
I'm not kidding.
The Gary Puppet is gone.
Yes, it's gone.
Then you better get on Fred's lap.
Get me a cane. I didn't tell anybody or was in cahoots with anyone.
Why would the owners... And
but of course somebody would want to steal it.
No. But why would the owners of the store need to lure Gary away?
Yeah.
What did they need to show you?
What did they show you?
He needed to show me the sound system in his car.
Why?
It was an audio store.
And you just left the Gary Puppet like sitting in a bag?
No, it was sitting behind the counter. It was behind...
All right, let me get this straight.
I have an eyewitness on the phone. An eyewitness who also managed to get me the plate number of the car that
Excellent.
took it.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
This is Walt.
Did you call the cops?
Not yet.
Well, it's a kidnapping.
Gary Puppet could be in another state by now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Gary Puppet could be gone. Hello?
Hi.
That Gary Puppet, first of all, is expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't want a different Gary Puppet. I like that one.
Well, the owner of the store is already willing to pay for one to be made.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Yeah, but how long is it going to take?
Probably take a couple of weeks.
And what are we supposed to do?
Oh, boy. Gary, from now on, man, do me a favor. If someone hires you for an appearance, go yourself. Don't take the Gary Puppet. Don't take anything of mine. That's my property I lent you. I entrusted you with my property.
I had a feeling. Why did you tell him he could do it?
I told him because I thought he was responsible, but that's the second mistake I made. Yes? You were a witness?
Yeah.
Did you see the person who stole it?
Basically, but I got to tell you.
You know that someone stole it?
I got to tell you.
What?
Watching the people around that place was like being at a party where the jokes on the one person, everybody else was laughing their ass off behind your back.
So you're saying that there was more than one person in on it?
Well,
everyone saw it. Nobody
on it, but they were all told during it.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just happened to be done taking pictures of Gary and the puppet.
So did you snap a picture of the guy?
Actually, I left the camera with somebody out front, but I walked around.
Oh, please.
Why are you hanging up on him?
Hey, I don't even know what
he
he's
doesn't even have a
talking
picture
about.
of it.
So he saw the guys do it. He saw the car. He saw the faces. So
you have his number, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the license plate number
So where
and
is the
everything.
plate number then?
I got it in my pocket.
So then
When
call
were you
the
gonna
cops.
report it?
When are you going to report this thing?
Why'd you just hang up on that guy so
Because
quick?
he's full of crap. I
About
asked him
what?
I asked him if he had the picture of him. He goes, my camera got stolen. You believe
No, he
him?
didn't say his camera got
camera
stolen.
was
He said
outside.
He said he left it up front. Why are you so quick to hang up on him? I just don't know. He had a lot.
Why
more
are
to
you
say.
accusing me of
Not
this? You
accusing you of
stole my
anything.
puppet.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
I love that friggin' puppet. The puppet's great on the... Do me a favor, Gary.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. It's a big joke.
Not a big
It's a big joke to everyone but me. He's sitting there accusing me. Get the guy on the phone then. Why am I hanging up on the guy? And he gives me a big smirk.
I don't know what anybody's talking
A big
about.
toothy smirk.
I can't figure out what happened.
Because he thinks that I'm in on it.
Oh.
What's going on, John?
We want to talk to a guy who was at the appearance when...
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Howard.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Did you see the guy who took it?
Well, I had just got there right when it happened. I walked in, and there was a big crowd for Gary, about 7 people. And I went in the back, and I saw Gary in the back, and I've never seen a whiter face in my life. Looked like a mime almost. Like a mime with a mouthful of green chiclets.
Oh.
But anyway, let me tell you, the sweat was dripping off him. He looked like I'd never seen anybody look that sick.
Hey, if somebody has the Gary puppet, would you call in and give it back? I would appreciate it. No questions asked.
You could just see the dread. He didn't want Monday to come at all.
If anybody is listening to this program and has possession of the Gary puppet,
Yeah, it's all right to yank Gary around, but that's our puppet.
yeah, we want our puppet back. If you could just call in and give us the puppet back, we'd appreciate it. We don't ask you for much. Because Toothy over there is giving me weird looks. Why'd you hang up on that guy? Why'd you hang up on that guy? Because I'm not going to sit and listen to some guy who tells me his camera is up front. He didn't see anything.
Just wants to be on the air.
He wants to be on the air. But Toothy is too stupid to see that. Did you see the guy who took it?
I told you, I got there right when it happened, so I didn't see anybody who was there. But Gary's reaction was just amazing. He was on the side of the building holding his hands, and he just was walking all around. You just felt bad for him for a second until I got in my car. I started cracking up.
I know, it does seem kind of dumb. It's all over a puppet, but the puppet's really expensive, and the puppet's really very famous.
It sounds like he was watching OJ in the van.
Yeah, I know.
He was looking up in the air. I guess he was looking for a beam so he could throw a rope.
I don't mind. You know what? I'm not mad at Gary for the puppet being taken. Although I am. I'm mad on one level. But, I mean, what? He's coming in here and giving me like a big stupid grin. Like I'm supposed to be happy about this.
He certainly wasn't grinning that day, I'll tell you that much. He was hurting.
I'm not giving you
I don't get you, man.
No, I'm not. I'm just...
You lose my possessions, and then I'm supposed to sit there and take it? The guy said he didn't even have a picture of him.
Yeah, but so what are you talking about?
So get the license plate and call the cops. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, but you didn't even ask the guy all the stuff that he did see.
Howard, you want to hear
I
another
assumed
good one?
I
He didn't see
was
this
done.
guy didn't see anything. This guy wasn't even there. That other guy saw somebody bring it out the back that probably
So put him
worked
back on.
That probably worked
Put him
at the
back on.
place. All right, John.
Yeah.
You mean the people you were working for?
So you
took the
think
puppet?
someone...
I don't know. I shouldn't say, but
I like how you're accusing everyone of taking the puppet.
well,
now.
Howard. It's not inconceivable. Just think about it. Think about it.
That
if you were
someone
me.
who worked there.
No, it's not inconceivable that you guys would want to pull up. Just think about it.
I didn't do anything.
Would it be
I don't
nuts?
have anything to
We've
do
tried
with
to
this.
get Jackie's a fake daughter. We pulled a practical joke on everybody on the show. It's not inconceivable that you guys. This would be the ultimate practical
Gary,
joke to pull
Gary,
on me.
I'll tell you something.
Why don't we have the Gary puppet here for the show today? Why
I
don't we
wish-
just come in
because it wouldn't be funny yet.
and bring it
Robin,
out?
it's not funny until you torment me for 2 or 3 days.
Excuse me. I wish
Mm-hmm.
I had been smart enough to steal the Gary puppet.
Because then we'd have it.
I was promoting this appearance for 2 weeks. I could almost hear the words coming out of Jackie's lips. I got a great idea. Let's steal the puppet. I'm just saying, it's not inconceivable.
Not the case. Did you have anything to do with this?
Who, me? No.
No, Jackie.
What am I going to...
John, come in here. But, I mean, it's not inconceivable.
I don't understand why you left the puppet there.
I have an
Because the people that
so
were,
many people there.
because the
But
people that were
I
running,
asked you to watch
because
the
the
puppet.
people that were running the store said they'd watch it. I was gone for 2 seconds. What? Get that guy back.
When
on
am I
the
going to
phone.
Typical,
fire
he's
you?
always delegating. Somebody
Yeah, he's
tells
always-
him to
yeah.
take care of the puppet.
I say to Gary, watch the friggin' puppet. So what does he do? He gets there,
and leaves it.
and he tells someone else to watch the puppet. Why leave it? The thing weighs 2 pounds.
It was behind a counter with people that worked at the store. Then they claimed they didn't see anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're claiming that because they don't want to be responsible.
Then the guy who took it.
But that's not his responsibility, the guy who
You
stored
were
it.
supposed to keep the puppet with you.
You're right.
So just why don't you bring the puppet with you when you went to look at the guy's car? What was the big deal? Did he make a whole issue of it?
Yeah, well, yeah. He's like, you got to come out and see my car. It'll take 2 seconds. Come on. He just like sort of tugged at me. Come on, we'll be 2 seconds. Come on. You know what I mean?
So just bring the puppet with you.
I know, but like I said, it was behind the counter. Somebody was watching. It was going to be a second. You know how it happens.
If we had given you 500 gold bars, you would have left them with strangers.
Right.
No, I wouldn't.
People you don't know.
Yeah, if I gave him magic beans, like in Jack and the Magic Beanstalk, Toothy over here. Listen, man, the thing if the puppet's replaceable, even though now we got to wait 3 or 4 weeks for a puppet to be made. Is that how long it takes?
Probably, yeah.
The puppet's replaceable. What my trust has been betrayed here. I've said to you, hold on. If you're going to take a puppet, hold on to it.
No, I admit that gosh, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I admit that what I did was stupid and wrong.
It is stupid.
Apologize.
And I'd like to apologize to Jackie's wife, Nancy.
Yeah.
I hope your wife never leaves you with a baby.
Yeah. I'll just put it behind the counter here.
Here, would you watch this for me?
Howard, the place had no surveillance cameras either. Actually,
That's not true.
Oh, it
actually,
does.
they did have them, but they weren't on.
They weren't
know
on.
it was a real great place.
The guy said they weren't on. Sort of seems
Could've walked
odd.
out of it with a
Why
TV.
wouldn't they be on?
Because they don't put them on during the day.
During an appearance is the best time to put it on. People lift stuff all the time. Was the guy's stereo cool? I mean, that's what I want to know.
Was it a great stereo?
Yeah, it was a Sony mini disc player with a 10 CD changer instead of a Porsche.
Oh boy.
So it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth my puppet
looking
being
at it
stolen.
really makes a big difference.
What is it, Stuttering John?
This guy claims he has the puppet.
Hey, I got to hang up on you, dude.
All right, bud.
Hello? Do you have the puppet?
I've got the puppet, and I'm holding it hostage. I want $1,000, and if I don't, I'm going to start sending you little body parts of this puppet. Piece by
I
piece.
don't have any puppet.
You don't have the puppet.
I've got the puppet.
Tell you what, if you have the puppet,
Yeah?
Make it talk.
let me talk to the puppet.
The puppet is bound and gagged in a chair. I'm not
Let
going
me
to
talk to the puppet.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you a picture of the puppet with today's Asbury Park Press and the Philadelphia Inquirer with the same date on it.
All right,
To show you
then
that the
that's
puppet
proof.
does
All
that.
right.
Hold on.
Good.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
He doesn't have the puppet.
I got the puppet. A guy came out of the store
Why don't you
with
tell me?
Jersey plates, and I was there from Philadelphia. He said, look what I got, the Gary puppet. He flipped it to me, and I jumped into my car. So Gary's got a
So wait a
New
second,
Jersey license plate.
Hold on a second. You were just sitting in the back of the parking lot, and somebody threw you the puppet. You had no plan or anything.
No plan whatsoever. I was
Somebody
just
just
there.
threw you the puppet, and you took off with it.
He just said,
You
hey.
think you need a plan to baffle you, Gary?
He said, look what I have.
All right, hold on a second. What was the Gary puppet wearing? Do you know what the Gary
Yes.
puppet was wearing? All right, what was the Gary puppet wearing? What is it wearing? What is the Gary
What have you
puppet
got
wearing?
on?
It changes outfits a lot.
Yeah.
Changes outfits a lot.
What is the Gary puppet wearing right now?
Got a pair of pants and a shirt on.
What's on the shirt?
What does the shirt say?
What's the shirt say?
What the hell is the shirt? The Howard Stern show.
He doesn't
You don't have
it.
the puppet.
I'm telling you.
Then what?
Are you going to take the chance of me having a puppet? Because I'm going to start sanding off a piece of an appendage of this puppet.
Hey, that's not necessary.
Send us the picture.
Don't harm him.
I tell you, he's bound and gagged right now.
Why don't you just look at the T-shirt and tell us what it is, and then I'll offer you a reward.
That's it. I've got the puppet.
Exactly.
I want $1,000, and I'll meet you down at Rockefeller Center Plaza for the $1,000.
You don't have it.
Have another guy on the phone who kind of sounds like he has it because he knows where Gary was.
Hello? Do you have the Gary puppet?
I sure don't listen to that clown. I got the puppet, Howard.
Now, how'd you get it?
Yeah.
How'd I get it?
Yeah.
You went outside. You left the puppet like a fool. You left it right there.
And how'd you get it?
I grabbed it and ran out the back door.
Like a fool.
Okay, now
that's what he is a fool.
What did the back door look like?
The back door. It even had like a security thing across the back to set an alarm off. I went right out the back. It didn't even go off.
Uh-huh.
I ran out.
Is that right?
That's true.
right.
What's the T-shirt? What does the T-shirt say?
Ta-ta Tootsie. It says hi, boss.
Is that what
Is
it was
that right?
wearing?
Yeah.
Oh, you got
really,
it?
you really have the Baba Booey puppet?
Absolutely.
Listen.
Now, why did you take
Hold
it?
it a second.
What?
I love that puppet more than anything.
What's it worth
What
to
do
you,
you
Howard?
want?
What do you want? Video half price?
Oh.
Why would you take the Gary puppet? You know it has family and people who.
Hey, don't you love it on the show? I mean, you can't do anything with it.
Let me speak to the Gary
you
puppet.
kidding me? People love that puppet.
If he's there with you, let me speak to him.
All right. Hey, Gary, why'd you leave me like that?
That's him. Gary puppet, are you all right?
Wait a second. I have to. Hold on. You know what? I'll be back in a second. Somebody left a ransom note. Hold on. I got to get that for you so I can show it to you.
No, there's no ransom note. I
There
didn't
was
leave
a ransom note left?
I did not leave a ransom note, Howard.
What is he saying? A ransom note was left at the place?
I don't know what Gary's saying at all. He just ran out of the room and said there's a ransom note.
Because why wouldn't he bring that to us
You went to
at
go
the
throw
beginning?
up.
He went to throw up. Wait a second. So that idiot leaves the puppet laying in the back there, and you just took it and nobody even said anything?
Howard, the guy said to him, I was scoping the place. I heard the guy say to him, hey, why don't you go outside and give out some prizes to the people? He goes, oh, okay, no problem.
And just gets up and walks away from the puppet.
And you're not a professional thief or anything.
No, not at all. It was too easy.
He wasn't even planning on stealing it. It was just...
No, it was there because he says Gary was asked to go outside and hand out stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't asked to go out to the guy's car. He says...
Well, yeah, I was asked to go and hand out stuff and go out to the guy's car.
So this guy really has it. He knows everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you really have it, send me a shoe.
All right.
Or send me his hand. Send me his pinky.
Don't send him. Don't send him
I can tell you what his pinky
don't
is
hurt
made
him.
out of and everything. I can tell you everything about him.
Don't hurt him.
Well, what's he worth to you?
Ah, come on. You're not going to make us pay, are you?
You just did that to goof on Gary.
And I do have your license plate number.
No, that wasn't my car.
How do you know?
What?
How do you know?
How do I know it wasn't my car?
He wasn't driving his car.
Because I know who was driving. I wasn't driving my car.
You give us the Gary puppet, and...
We won't turn in your friend.
Yeah.
You could turn him in. That's all right.
But he'll turn you in. And, the Gary puppet is worth $600, so that is a felony.
Oh, that's all right. I'm not worried about that.
Well, Gary will pay you for the puppet.
Oh, yeah?
I will.
Well, what do you
want?
I'll pay you the $600 it's worth.
Oh, come on. It's worth more than the value. It's worth more than that. What it costs to make.
What about its celebrity?
People love that puppet. You can't. I've been showing my friends. They're loving the puppet. They're ready to buy it off me.
Oh,
See,
man.
this guy keeps showing it around. It's
Yeah, everybody's touching the
No, I didn't try.
You know what? I can't believe the position I'm in that I now... One of my Gary puppet is being held for ransom.
Yeah.
What did you make at that appearance? What did they pay you there?
Well, I'm not going to say on the air, but I'll be willing to turn that. We can talk about it off the air, and I will be willing to turn that.
Did you make more than $2,000?
No.
Did you make $1,500?
Somewhere around that area.
Somewhere between $1,500 and $200,000?
Is that good for you, sir? Would you take that for the Gary puppet?
Got to be worse. About at least $2,000. About $2,000 at least.
All right, Gary will give you $2,000.
I actually have people who are willing to pay me since it's now that they actually know that's the actual Gary puppet because they were a little skeptical. They're actually willing to pay me that much money.
All I do want to say, Howard, is even though it'll take 2 or 3 weeks, there were a couple of modifications you wanted to make on that puppet. For $2,000, I can have a better one made.
And how do you feel? I don't know how I feel about the original Gary puppet being out there.
I feel terrible about it being out there.
That is my puppet.
And he'll be doing shows.
And not only that, who knows what he'll be doing to the puppet?
Or what
do you mean?
We could be committing acts of sodomy or something on the puppet.
Or having other people. Oh,
I mean, the puppet could be used in satanic ritual.
Yeah.
Seriously, the way Fred works that puppet, I feel like he's a son.
It's sad.
Just give it back.
Imagine what people
I
might
can't give
do
it back.
with it.
Can't give it. I went through a lot of trouble to get that puppet.
Where do you live now? I mean, what state are you in?
I'm in New Jersey.
Come on, drive it in here. Be a hero.
Yeah, I'm only 15 minutes from you.
You could have the Gary puppet here.
I could have it there in 15 minutes for the right price.
All right, we'll come up with the money. You come in with the puppet.
I knew I should have put LoJack in the puppet.
Gary,
make jokes. Make jokes.
Yeah, make jokes.
Gary, you made it so easy. What was? I couldn't understand it. I was sitting there thinking, how could I? I was actually thinking, maybe I should take this puppet.
You know what it is? Because when you're stupid, you trust everyone.
Yeah.
It's like Forrest Gump.
Maybe
You want the puppet?
Maybe Tom will offer him something from the station.
Forget Tom.
Well, Tom doesn't have to. This is my responsibility.
This is Gary's responsibility. Tom, I don't think Tom has to offer.
Tom doesn't have to offer anything.
Tom's very cheap.
I know.
Just tell us the bottom
has
line.
No love for the puppet.
I can hear Tom running down the hall now.
Tell us what you want.
Oh, here he is.
Tom, you believe this?
Tom's not very cheap, but he's not going to negotiate with a ransomer.
He'd
But
rather
it's
have
Gary Puppet. If Gary Puppet's like a child to me.
You get the
If you had a child that was kidnapped, wouldn't you negotiate?
But we have a lead. I don't know why we haven't called this into the police.
I don't know why we
This
haven't.
guy's
Yeah,
a
we could be
criminal. He
tracing
committed
this
a
call.
felony.
You committed a felony, sir. Just drive down here and all will be forgotten.
Exactly.
No questions asked. Just turn in the Gary puppet.
Nah, I'd rather keep the puppet.
Okay, no problem. Because we'll call our local precinct and we'll report the
There you
license
go.
plate and get this thing in gear right now.
The car was stolen. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Oh,
No
please.
problem.
Yeah, you
want a
stole a
felony
car to
on the
lift a
record.
puppet?
No,
You weren't even lifting a puppet.
What are you, Dillinger?
All I know is, ladies and gentlemen, you are now witnessing why my producer is the stupidest producer in the country. I said to him, do not take that Gary puppet anywhere. And he says, "Bull, what are you worried about? I'll take the puppet.
I'll take care of it.
I will not let it out of my sight." And you let my Gary puppet out of sight.
I know.
And this puppet has spent. Where is it? Is it buried? The puppet?
What'd you do with it all
Can
weekend?
it breathe?
I slept with it all weekend.
Oh,
Oh, that's
geez.
disgusting.
Get in a Katie
The Gary
Beers
puppet's
like
having a
Dave.
homosexual liaison with this guy, some hillbilly.
And it loves Fred. Stop that.
I don't like it leaving my office. I don't even like it leaving my office.
Well, you know,
and this is it.
No,
You will never be to be trusted again.
I see a movie here, Silence of the Gary Puppet.
It's true, but it's not funny.
He's in a pit.
Sir, I want the Gary Puppet. Bring it down. I'll pay.
What do you
No, you don't have to pay.
Just tell me how much it is.
I want Gary to
Give me
pay.
a bottom line. No, I'll pay. Well, how much
I'll
is
pay
it?
for it.
How much is it? I want my puppet back.
2,000 will do it.
All right, get it down here.
All right.
What did I tell you
Well, how
last
soon will you be
week?
here?
Well, I could be. I'm about 15 minutes.
Well,
I just got.
Let me ask you
I'm
something.
in bed. I just got out of bed.
You want to make a drop-off point or something?
Yeah. Where do you
make a drop-off
Should
point?
we send Gary?
How am I going to get the money?
That's what I'm saying. I'll at the drop-off point. I'll leave the money. You leave the puppet.
All right.
Gary can't handle this.
Gary's too stupid to handle it.
Yeah, he'll lose the money and the puppet.
Exactly. Let Gary do it.
I'll send Gary with Ronnie. The exchange will happen.
You know what's good? It's like Jack and the Beanstalk. I'll come back without the puppet and without the 2,000.
That's what I'm saying. Gary will get ripped off twice.
Go to Scores.
Tom is unbelievable.
So where do you want to do the check?
You can't believe Gary's stupidity, right?
No, I can't believe we lost the Gary Puppet.
That's a big star. Not only is he a television star, but he's a radio star.
Important that was to the show.
I heard there was a rumor.
Look at Tom looking at Gary.
He can't believe
It's
it.
priceless.
No, not at all.
I can't wait for his next negotiation. He's
Yeah.
going to remember this
What is
when
it, Ralph?
Gary's trying to get more money.
For 2,000, I'll make a new one.
No, but the point is, I want it back today. I got to wait
Yeah.
4 weeks.
No, I can
You
make
want the Gary Puppet living with this guy? Does anybody here care about the Gary Puppet?
I don't care about the puppet.
And you want him running around with the original, and then he'll do something with it.
He'll have it at card shows, and he'll be making money.
But of course, if it keeps turning up, people will report him. I mean, the guy stole it. It's a felony.
The original back. I can't believe that can be duplicated. It's too great.
That's what I mean.
Well,
And
you
then
guys
you get
have-
another. You know what it's like?
original.
Remember I had the 000s make that song for me, HOWARD, and then they made the second. They tried to improve it.
But didn't
I
you
like
say-
the original.
Didn't you say you wanted a tongue on it and a couple of other
Even if we
modifications?
get a new one, we need the original for the archives
to
as
show
well.
the evolution of Gary.
That's
I
right.
understand. Well, we've got video.
And then I got to wait a month for the damn puppet. You don't believe this.
I know. Tom's having a ball.
Where's the puppet right now?
All-time best screw up.
Is the puppet okay?
Yeah, it's in my bed. Right
Let
You
me
haven't
talk to
broken
him.
it in any way.
Let me talk to him.
The puppet's very fragile.
Let me talk to him for a minute.
Hey, Howard, what are you doing?
Gary Puppet, you okay?
Fine.
The guy's feeding you?
Yeah, really well.
He's treating you all right?
You okay?
Yeah, great.
I am licking my lips like a madman.
Didn't I tell you last week how Gary delegates everything?
Yeah. Well, this is another example. I don't know what to do about this. What should I do? You're a management guy.
I think maybe we should go after this guy. I mean,
Yeah, but what about him?
What about us getting the puppet back?
I think the key is to get the puppet back first and then to deal with me later. Seriously, why get me now? We got to
No,
get
but
the
you know,
puppet
this
back.
seems trivial, but if you entrusted Gary with something very important and then he didn't come through, what do you do to punish him?
it would depend on what it was.
You fired people for less, right?
Now, Howard, wait a second. We should remember that now I know it's your property.
I finally have a reason to fire
Wait a
him.
second.
Wait a minute, what is Tom saying? You don't fire somebody for losing a
station
crucial
property?
piece of
I would say it would
equipment?
depend on what they did.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Did you, if you told the person,
value.
if you told the person to watch the puppet and keep it in his hands the entire
If you
weekend,
take it, you're responsible
didn't
for
I say
it.
that to you?
Wait a second.
Yes, I heard it.
Yes,
I know
of course
you
you did. I can give you an example. Somebody once almost ruined the board, which is very expensive.
Yeah.
And Tom did not fire that person.
Who was that person?
I don't want to say because it's not fair.
They got fired the next week.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I bet you they're not here
Tom
anymore.
was very
They are.
upset. So
And they-
upset
and
that we
they're
heard that
still
he
there.
wanted to fire the person, but he
I
didn't.
was here until 3 o'clock.
What happened? They spilled something
They
on
spilled
it?
10K. It's like that running drink. You know, it's like,
Big deal.
It's like Gatorade.
You
That's
should
good
see-
for it.
You should see the smoke coming out of the board.
But the guy didn't do it on purpose. I told you to keep
I didn't
your
do it
hand
on
on that
purpose.
puppet.
I didn't do it
It's
on
a
purpose.
form. You know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's psychological with you. You hate the Gary puppet.
I don't hate the Gary puppet.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You hate him, and
Hey,
you
wait a
took him,
second.
and I
Hold
consider you
on
an
a second.
accessory to a kidnapping.
Hold on a second. Howard, let me explain.
It's not like on a conscious level.
Wait, hold on.
That puppet irks you because it
No.
makes fun of you.
Can I say something?
It does.
Well, Howard-
So what do you think? So why does he leave the puppet? If it was his wife's engagement ring, he wouldn't have left it behind the counter.
Howard, listen to me.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Howard, listen to me.
The puppet was
Who
not
had the
important.
puppet for a year? For 6 months? Who had it?
Who had the puppet?
Yes, who had it?
Kevin.
No, who had it for 6 months after Kevin?
I don't know. Who did?
I did.
Yeah, but then they didn't make fun
who,
of you.
Who told you the puppet existed? Who offered to bring it in? Of course I knew you guys were going to make fun of me with the puppet. One day Howard said, this is exactly how it went.
I don't think you realize how long it would last and how big a star.
Howard said
the Gary puppet eclipsed you in fame. The Gary puppet is more popular and a better producer than you.
He's not getting paid for appearances. He can do whatever he wants. Listen, Howard said, I'd love to.
Why did you have to bring him? When they hired you,
Howard said, I'd love to bring a puppet on the show. And I said, you know what, Howard? There's a puppet of me at home from the channel.
Yeah, and why didn't you tell me?
I'll bring it in.
And why didn't you tell me about the puppet 6 months ago?
Because I didn't know you'd be interested in it.
Oh, I wouldn't be interested in my own puppet. My property that you
What were you doing
housing.
holding on to it?
What were you holding on to my puppet for?
I
want to know that you have my puppet. I want to know that was my puppet. Why did you have it for 6 months? Because it is mine.
How do you know?
I came up with the concept and had it made.
Just because it cut your face doesn't make it yours.
It's not your puppet. It was not your puppet.
It wasn't anybody's puppet.
I should have known 6 months ago.
It's not my puppet and it's not your puppet.
And now I'm negotiating with a kidnapper.
You know what? You're right. It's not our puppet. It's that guy's puppet on the phone.
And why wasn't I told about the Gary puppet being missing immediately? I would have called the police immediately.
Well, I wanted to wait till Monday. I had the plate
who asked
number.
you? It's my property.
To let the trail get cold. That's the typical Gary.
There was no trail to get
I want
hot.
to make sure the trail gets cold. And the Gary puppet could have been here right now, safe and sound.
How?
Or it could be
Because the cops could have tracked him down over the weekend.
You had a license number.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yes, I did.
You've mishandled this entire thing.
Let's get
this entire episode.
Let's.
This is worse than your 911 call.
Hey, Gary, did they get a description of the car?
Yes, they did.
What kind of car was it?
I am not going to say to you.
Big.
It's a big car, Wolf.
Big.
I have the eyewitness. But
why wouldn't you call? Why would you call me and tell me?
Because this is Gary.
And why 6 months ago didn't he tell me he had the Gary
Why
puppet?
would I call you?
Because it is my puppet. It is my puppet.
Why would I call you on Sunday to tell you about it? What could you have done?
If you told me you had a license, I would have said, give me the number, I'll call the police and have them track it down. Now the trail is cold.
Gary doesn't know what you do with a license
could be
number.
in Iowa now.
Yeah, the puppet could be in another state.
Oh, no.
What would you do with a license number, Bull?
Well, how could you get the puppet back over the weekend? The cops don't work on the weekend.
This is as bad as I thought it would be.
The cops go to the beach.
This is as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, the cops open on Sunday, Bull?
Wait a second. I should call the cops now?
Well, why don't we get this back?
It's a weekend.
Why don't we finish this negotiation and let's get it back?
Look at the position you've put me in.
Why don't
Number one, you betrayed my trust by
Howard,
telling me
why don't
you
we
had
get
the Gary puppet
back
for 6
now,
months.
and then
I'm
we'll
right.
yell about it later.
You hate the Gary puppet.
I don't hate the Gary puppet. I love the Gary puppet.
You lost it and you didn't even call anybody.
I see made-for-TV movies.
I say you intentionally took the Gary puppet to your appearance hoping someone would steal it. Why else would you leave it?
Not true.
And you know that I'm too nice a guy to fire you.
In fact, I was thinking to myself in the middle of the appearance that this is the last time I'm ever going to bring the puppet out because it's too fragile to make appearances.
Oh, boy.
You know, I wouldn't mind if Gary had a special puppet made for appearances and out of his own money. But don't take my puppet that has become a bigger star than you and certainly a bigger star than Fred himself and finally gave Fred something to do on the show.
Maybe as big a star.
Now Fred
as
has
me.
nothing to do.
I wouldn't say bigger. Maybe as big.
Now Fred has to sit around worthless.
Fred is useless again.
Yeah. Fred, are you all right over there? I know you worked at Gary Puppet. You're pretty close to it.
His hand is lovely.
Pretend he's here.
I can't even make jokes about it.
Are you serious?
He's hurt. I was surprised. He's been quiet.
I didn't
this
even
whole
want the
time.
E-guys taking that thing because they were doing some stuff with it. And
Right.
I told them to be careful.
Hey, he's got a slight crack on him.
Oh, man. What did you do?
You didn't crack him, did you?
It was already there, a little crack by the neck.
There was no crack.
No, it was a little hairline. I didn't do it. It was already there.
Were you beating the puppet,
Let's just get the
Gary?
puppet back already.
Howard, I was thinking, you got a large following. I could probably get a lot more for it than that, than 2,000.
Okay.
I could
This
probably
is
get
the
about
position.
5,000 for it. Now that I think
I'm not
about
giving
it,
you 5,000.
I think I'm gonna have to keep it then. I think I could get at least 5,000. I had people offer me at least 2,000. That's why I said that.
Well, I think we'll just call the cops now.
All right.
Yeah. Now that it's 3 days later. When did you
Now
do
you're
the
gonna
Do you
have
think,
to run
do you
with
think
the
his
Gary
car's going
puppet.
somewhere?
I don't know.
You think
He'll
his-
run away now.
So let him run away. We'll call the cops.
Yeah, the cops.
We'll put it out on APB.
And that's going to be great when you
On
call
all
the cops.
puppet bulletins.
Cops don't have anything better to do than go chase a
What
puppet.
are you gonna say? I lost my puppet.
Well, luckily we have
It's
we have
important to
police.
us.
Wait a second. We've been very nice to the police over
That's
the years,
right.
and they're fans of the show, and they understand the gravity of the situation.
Gary, you don't understand gravity. How
I don't need to.
are you going to explain it to the cops? I know the apple hit me in the head when I sat
My
under the
feet,
tree.
when I pick up my foot, it touches the ground again.
Tom, here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm asking you as my manager, my
Right.
general manager. When an employee takes something and maliciously loses it because I
Wait
have
a
given
second.
him
Malicious is in dispute.
He held on to the puppet
Malicious
for 6
is
months.
in dispute.
Never told me about it.
Well, see, I would say if there was intent, then that would, but I don't think there was intent here.
Gary doesn't intend to do anything.
No, I don't think Gary intended to lose the puppet.
How could you not call the cops? How could you not call and tell me that my puppet's
You should have called
gone?
Howard immediately.
I wanted to wait. I didn't. I was afraid to call Howard.
Did you call anyone?
Did I call anyone?
No.
No.
You didn't call the puppet police?
No, I didn't call the puppet police.
Oh,
Tom, you're funny.
I'm sorry.
Puppet police.
If anything happens to that Gary puppet, I want it back, sir.
Well, you willing to pay the $5,000?
Come on, be reasonable.
No. That's not reasonable.
That's the the original puppet.
Come on, you're a fan of the show.
That's the original Charlie McCarthy doll.
What's he gonna do with it?
He's going to sell it to somebody
People
else.
love that puppet. You should see the reaction I get. They didn't believe me. Actually, it was the real puppet. Now they're going to believe me, which gives it a lot more. Makes it look legit now.
How about $2,000 and 10 autographed private parts?
Yeah.
No, I already got the book.
No, but they're autographed. They're worth like $500,000.
And I'll throw in the new paperback.
Yeah.
With 64 new pages. Autographed.
I don't know. I got to think about it.
That's worth way more than a puppet.
Maybe I'll have to call you back. I don't know.
You're shaking me down. This is like Jackie in a negotiation.
We're going to get the police in here.
You want plugs?
You want plugs? I'll give you a plug every day on the show for appearances. You know what those are worth? Thousands of dollars each plug.
I have to see every plug.
And Robin will sleep with you.
Please.
Oh, I'll do it for free then. I'll give it back for free.
Robin, bail me out.
Please,
It'll
I
be
didn't
good.
lose any
It'll be good
puppets.
for you. It'll be good for him.
Gary, do me a favor.
What's
You'll
that?
take this guy off the air and you'll try and arrange
you
a drop-off
negotiate
point
with
and
him?
negotiate a price. Pay what's reasonable.
And get the puppet back today.
You got a number?
What's that?
Do you have a number? What did you write down?
Nothing. I just wrote something down to remind me to do something.
Yeah, to negotiate for the puppet.
Does everyone believe that this guy actually has the puppet?
He sounds like it. He knew where,
Pretty
about the
brazen.
door. He knew what the puppet was wearing.
What's it got by its neck?
What's that?
What's it got by its neck? Right in front of the neck. What's it got?
I don't know what I don't know.
I'm
Sure.
against paying this guy anything personally.
I'll tell you everything about it. I even shook Gary's hand before I took it.
That was nice.
Guy's a crook.
He is. I say we don't pay. We kiss the
What
Gary
about
puppet
the
goodbye.
puppet?
Hold on, okay?
Yep.
All right, I got to take a commercial break. I got to think this through.
All right.
Still
All right, hold on.
You should put him on. Yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
All right, I'm going to take a break. I want to talk to everyone about this.
Hey, Howard, there's a cop outside.
Really?
Yeah, he wants to help out.
No kidding. John, go talk to him.
You guys are fucking me, man. I could smell it a mile away. I could smell it.
Want to know something? I am so not fucking with you.
You so are. You so are.
I'm not.
Why is Ganji in here now? What are you doing
Because
in
this
here?
is funny. Turn that off. Seriously. Forget it. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to see his face. He's gonna sneak up.
He's gonna go, I know it.
I do it all the time. You guys can't fool me.
For howdy doody.
Howdy doody.
There you go.
So, Gary,
Did you call the
puppet.
police?
Yeah.
How was your experience?
Oh, it's very good. I think I'm gonna get the $1,500 out of Gary though.
I started yelling and I said,
You're gonna give him up?
I go, this is
Knock knock. Who's there? April Fool.
Let me get in the control room before you do that.
In case you're just tuning in, we're in the middle of a slight problem, and I really do want to resolve this one way or the other. I talked it over. We are not going to pay any ransom for the Gary puppet.
No. You're not?
Well, I don't know. The guy hung up, first of all, and we can't get him back. That's number one. And there's a cop down here who says he's going to help us catch the thief.
Yeah, I saw a police officer outside.
We're going to try to trace the plate, which...
Good. You gave it to him and everything?
I'm going to give it to him right now. He just glanced at it briefly.
Yeah, well, don't say it over the air in case it's not.
And the witness guy is on the phone.
What witness?
The guy that saw everything.
Oh. Well, why don't we get the cop in here, too?
Okay.
While the witness... We've only got a witness and a cop.
Yeah, you can take a report.
Baba
New
Booey's...
York City police officer, though.
New York City police officer. Hey, officer, if you're a New York City officer, that doesn't mean... That means...
The crime was committed in New Jersey.
Crime was committed in Jersey. Do we have to contact the Jersey police?
It's got to be reported in Jersey, right?
It's got to be reported in Jersey.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. You believe how stupid he is? In today's day and age, Gary is as stupid as a wall. This is what my point is. Forget about Officer, the fact that he's got to be a little street smart.
Forrest Gump laughs at Gary.
No, I understand that, but what you should have done is told this guy to come in and arrange a drop-off point.
And then we could have nailed him.
Well, we could have persuaded him to give it back to Gary.
He'll call back. Jay, we'll make our own puppet.
All right. Well, if...
Unfortunately, a bit of history for the show has been lost. But
Right. All right. A little bit of show history is lost. That's all.
We don't know.
All right, Gary, you'll talk to the officer after the show.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, officer.
All right. Thank you.
Gary, you idiot. The officer probably wants to say you're an idiot, but that's he can't say it.
He's too nice.
He's too nice a guy.
I know it's not much, but do you think seeing a couple of women nude would help a little bit?
I want you to repeat after me. That would help. Okay. Maybe you'll learn your lesson. I am more irresponsible than myself. I pulled a bigger boner than any porno star. I will never, ever, ever again take Wolfie's stuff and give it away again.
I will never, ever, ever again take Wolfie's stuff and give it away again. I didn't give it away. But
I will stop taking overdoses.
I will stop taking overdoses
of stupid pills and dumb capsules. I hope you learn.
Of stupid pills and dumb capsules.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe he did that. I mean, the very thing he was told not to do.
He lost my puppet.
Yeah. He was told to make sure that puppet came back in one piece.
When I heard his sweet little voice over the phone, it made me crazy.
He talked pretty well with a gag in his mouth.
He did. All right. Wouldn't it be the first time you got fooled? Wouldn't it be the last?
No. Well,
you and Peter Jennings.
Right.
There are morons like this on both coasts.
Oh, well. No Gary Puppet.
All right, let's finalize this discussion. Where were you appearing?
You want the name?
Yeah.
A place called Film and Music in Little Falls, New Jersey.
And they do car stereos?
Everything. They sell home systems, car stereos, laser discs, the whole deal.
And we have the witness on the phone.
Yeah, we also have the manager of the place on the phone.
Yeah, the manager of the place, if you want to.
I'll put both guys on.
The manager of the place is good because he could just tell you how upset I was. And how I cursed at everyone in the store.
Hello?
Hello? Howard?
Is this the witness or the manager?
This is the owner.
Oh, the owner?
Yeah.
This is Nick?
This is me.
So you saw everything that happened?
Well,
you were the guy who brought Gary out to the car when the Gary puppet was stolen?
That's correct.
Why did you need him to see your car so bad?
Well, we brought him outside so he could demonstrate the mini disc, which is why he was there.
And why did you suggest that he leave the puppet there, or he just did it on his own?
No, the puppet was sitting behind the counter in the middle of the store.
I had said, too, there was a woman working in the store with 3 sisters. And I said, would you please keep an eye on the puppet? She said yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you really shouldn't have left it. You shouldn't have left it up to them. And what did they say?
I asked them. We did have a lot of people in the store, and we were trying to sell our audio and video equipment, and somebody took their eyes off the puppet, not realizing.
Was Gary freaking out at least?
Excuse me?
Was Gary freaking out at least?
You could say that. He was very visually upset. It did bring it down a little bit, but.
But that was like a funeral after that. The store was full, and then everyone just stood around looking at me. The world's biggest idiot.
Well, then you did a good appearance.
At least there's something to talk about.
Something for a change.
I'm telling you, it happened at about, the appearance was from 3 to 5. It happened at about 4:30, 4:35. Yeah. I went back into the store, and everybody was standing around looking at me, and then some guy goes, man, it's like a funeral in here.
Because you were so upset about the puppet?
Yeah. And
but you still had to stay there and sign autographs.
I had to do the final drawing for Eagles tickets. Stay till 5 o'clock.
Yeah, he was not too happy towards the end there.
Were people asking for the Gary puppet?
Yeah,
well, one guy came in. Well, certainly, if you get a hold of listeners to put out the call, if you want for the E-show, I know for a fact that that there's some very good videotape of me flipping out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you put the puppet in the back?
Someone took the puppet, put it in the back?
Do you know where it is?
Did someone take the puppet, put it in the back? Who took the puppet? Did someone put the puppet away?
Yeah, I saw somebody pick it up. Oh, yeah? They put
Want it to you?
Hold on a second. I just got to find out where the puppet is. Hold on a second.
2,000, 3,000. That's what happened.
I just wanted somebody put the puppet in the back. You know where it is?
Did you tell someone to do it?
No, somebody.
Oh. You said someone to
Has anybody seen the puppet anywhere? Right after the whole thing happened, a guy came in who had a camera, and he goes, "Hey, where's the puppet?"
You lost it.
I want to see that tape. If that guy's out there, I want to see that tape.
Howard.
I need to see that. I want to know at least you suffered.
I did.
Yeah.
During the appearance, I heard people in the audience going, "Man, we should steal the puppet. We should steal the puppet," which should have alerted me to the fact that there is some value to this puppet.
And we should not let it out of the building.
Yeah.
The puppet's really popular.
It was pretty popular.
It's like Charlie McCarthy getting lifted.
And,
Or Howdy Doody.
Or Howdy Doody. Did you call the police?
I offered to call the police. I asked Gary, "Let's call the police. If there's a value to this, let's call the police."
Why didn't you call the police?
Because I was so
Gary,
upset, and I started yelling, and I said, "This is ridiculous. The cops don't care about a puppet. They have more important things to do."
Yeah, but it's a theft.
Right, and you could still report it. It wasn't going to be any different. I mean, the cops...
Just like shoplifting.
Right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you report it? I don't get you.
You can report it at any time. There was nothing they could have done.
Probably found the person right away.
How?
Because you could have had it here, and I wouldn't have even known about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand you. Because maybe now he has the puppet. It's all broken up or something.
I did not think that calling the police was going to do anything. It sounded stupid at the time.
Why don't you just stop it? I did not think.
Right. What is it, John?
I got to be honest. Gary thinks that you're acting and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he still thinks that.
Think what you want. I don't have the puppet. Think what you want, my friend.
Okay.
He made a point of telling me, too, if this is part of a big gag, he was not going to be very amused with me.
I did say that.
Well, are you willing to swear that you are not part of any gag?
Well, you know what, Howard, here's the weird part. Now, here's a guy that's got this big audio store, right?
Right.
In his stock room are, video VCRs and Laserdisc players stocked to the ceiling.
Yeah.
The back door of his place is open, and anybody could walk in and out. A guy with all that electronic equipment doesn't think to keep that door locked.
Oh, so you're blaming him for the Gary?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know how he runs his store.
He did mention that at the store, Howard. He was asking me to visually give him an inspection of the place and how this could possibly have been done.
So he's accusing you of doing it?
No, I'm not accusing him at all.
He wasn't accusing me, but he was probably trying to make me feel a little
No, I was just trying to figure out if this were a practical joke. In other words, how does a guy leave his back door open with all electronic equipment and a store full of people, a busy day? How does that happen?
None of that was stolen.
Exactly.
Except for the Gary puppet.
Stolen. Yeah, I'm surprised because there are things of more value than $600, and I was pretty shocked myself that somebody would really want to take that puppet.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.
All right.
Was Gary crying?
He was very upset.
I was not crying. I was yelling. I said the F word a lot.
He was down. He was really down.
Well, at least he was upset, because he doesn't seem upset to me now. Thank you.
Well, you could see the tape of it. Right at the back.
Then they're going to think we did it. Maybe he was hanging out. No. What time did they take that puppet?
Oh, about 4:30. About 4:30.
Did they just sneak off with it, or someone came in and ran out with it?
I don't know. If I saw him, I'd walk away.
Well, I'm going to put this to rest now. The Gary puppet is officially gone.
So you don't want to talk to
That's
the witness anymore?
Hold a second. Someone's here.
Knock, knock.
Hey, look, it's the Gary puppet.
Give us $2,000, Gary.
Hold on.
Yeah, I saw you writing that down.
718.
I said it's a joke.
718. I know you set me up.
No, you didn't know anything. The Gary puppet, is there something you want to say?
Yeah, take the $1,500 and buy yourself a friggin' brain.
There he is, Gary Puppet. You think I'd be stupid enough to let that puppet out of my sight with you?
Yeah. We knew you'd lose it.
Can you just give me a rough estimate of the scope of
All right.
how far this goes?
We were plotting the stealing of the Gary Puppet for 3 weeks.
Right. But could you tell
Was
me,
it over 3 weeks? 3 weeks, I would say.
About 3 weeks.
could you tell
3
me-
weeks.
I mean,
We plotted it, but we thought it was going to be that weekend, the appearance. We didn't realize it was
Yeah,
so
we had
far
to
away.
wait.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Let me put a few.
This is
things-
what happened. Gary came in about 3 weeks ago and asked me if he could bring the Gary Puppet. and I did say to him,
How he was calling me all weekend, freaking out.
Was he?
Did you know?
I stole
he
it.
stole it. John stole it. That's the one
You
that
didn't
said-
even know John stole it.
And he kept calling John, which is funny. And John and I were on the phone all weekend.
Laughing our heads off.
Yeah,
You didn't tape any of
John
that?
and I had the funniest phone call all weekend.
You didn't tape
You should
any
have
of
taped
that
Gary
stuff?
freaking out.
Yeah, well,
but-
I left two messages on the machine. One of them was John. You got to
One of
call
them
me
I still
through it.
have.
It's really important.
Well, anyway, listen to this.
Oh, man.
So John calls me at night, and he goes, "We got the Gary Puppet." I go, "You know what you got to do? You got to tell your friend just to drop off a shoe, and like leave it in the garbage."
Right, for ransom.
Yeah, or cut
What's
off a
funny,
finger.
the shoe kept falling off.
Yeah. So
Gary's
anyway, what happened was like 3 weeks ago, Gary came to me and said he wants to take the Gary Puppet too, and I really did say to him, this was before we started plotting it. I just said, "Don't lose the stupid
That's
puppet."
right. You can take it, but you have to take
because we
care
love the
of it.
damn thing. I said, "I don't care if you take it as long as you're responsible for it." So of course, everyone starts going after that
He
lecture.
did a real good job of keeping an eye on it, too.
John, is this your license plate? Was it your car?
It was my assistant's car.
Is that the plate? Oh, you don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I don't even think you had the right.
I actually, I'll admit now that I called it into a friend of mine who's a cop, and it came back that it was the wrong plate.
You know what? I had a sneaking suspicion that Gary didn't have a license plate.
So I did know I had a plate, and I did call it in, but I wasn't going to
He
tell
was
anybody.
testing
It was a dinner
us.
plate. Okay,
Yeah.
who was the guy on the
A
phone?
dinner plate.
The guy,
That's John's friend.
The guy on the phone is the actual guy who took it. He's a friend of my assistant's,
Mm-hmm.
and his name is Paul Lauer.
Right.
And he was great. He wanted to just grab it and run out of the store, but he didn't care about getting beat up or anything. He was like to do it.
How are you feeling, Gary Puppet?
August Fool, Gary. I would have been better off with a kidnapper than in John Smelly apartment, though.
Anyway,
I wouldn't. I still smelled it.
So anyway, here's the point. So afterwards, Gary, Gary leaves the room, and we decide, okay, we're going to steal the stupid Gary Puppet from the appearance. But we can't figure out how we're going to do it. I thought the guys were going to first just steal it from the back office so Gary couldn't find it, but that wouldn't make sense. It had to be under Gary's care.
It had to be out there in the public.
In Gary's
And I
charge.
said, there's no way that we're going to be able to get the puppet away from him. So we got the owner in cahoots.
Yeah.
And I said, all he's got to do is pull Gary away for 2 seconds.
I cannot believe I cannot believe that the owner of that store and everybody that worked in that store could watch me be as upset as I was, which
And
is pretty
leave
upset,
you that way.
and leave me that way and not do anything about it.
The owner told me that at one point he was going to break down because Gary was almost crying. But
No, I said to the guy, I'll tell you when I got to the guy what some of the things that tipped me off a little bit.
Right.
Of course, you never know
Right.
until the last minute. One of the things that tipped me off was I was so upset.
Now that's entertainment, watching Gary
I was
get
so
upset.
upset. I turned around.
Hey, if anyone, do they have a videotape
Somebody,
of it? I don't know.
somebody shot some videotape.
Please, if you have a videotape, I need it for tonight's TV show.
I thought, I genuinely thought you sent those guys in when I was trying to piece this together.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought you sent those guys in to tape me being upset so you'd have it for the E-show.
No, we weren't that smart
But
about
at
it.
one point, I was in there with the two owners, and I just said to them, I said, well, thanks a lot. I go, now the whole world will know that I'm the biggest a-hole in the world. I go, everybody already thinks I'm a moron. Now you guys have helped me prove it.
Right.
And then they go, they don't even know me. And they go, no, Gary, everybody knows you're a smart guy. You know?
You're right.
I said, wait, these guys are being too nice. Yeah, you all should fucking die.
Hey, Gary, you glad it's over?
Of course I'm glad it's over. But they had a guy call up who, you won't watch it on the E-show tonight. They had a guy call up who said he had it, and he described it exactly right, how he got it, and then he wanted like a...
As opposed
Well, yeah. I mean, it was semi-believable. I mean, I thought they were in on it, but you never know. Then he's like, he wanted $1,000 for it. Then he's like, screw that. I could probably get big money for it. Everybody. I mean, he was good.
It's pretty good.
And then the owner called in. I sort of had a feeling. I mean, but you never know until you know. Such a dick. Ganges fucking taped me. How long have you been standing behind me, you cunt? 5 minutes. Yeah. Fucking asshole.
Effort into this.
An asshole.
Live now. Get what I want.
Yeah.
Who's not married?
Yeah.
She's still mad at me?
Yeah.
As good as her.
Hold on.
Do that show.
Hold on.
I tell you, you know what? I might back you into and you get she's in there.
Tell John what an asshole you think he is.
You're a double asshole.
Oh, Mary. Why?
Ruined my weekend.
How was the whole weekend?
It was terrible. I was worried about poor little Gary.
What was he saying?
Not this little Gary. Little Gary that got abducted.
When I was going to when we went to bed at night,
Yeah.
You know the Underdog song? I was singing, oh where is the Gary Annette? Oh where could he be?
What did you tell him to comfort him there?
But I tell him to comfort him?
Yeah.
And there's more importance than the stupid puppet.
Did you think it was a scam, or did you?
I thought it was a scam.
Yeah?
When he walked in the door, his face was so worried. I could tell right away. I'm like, what's wrong?
I felt so bad. I'm telling you, it was probably the meanest thing that I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, I really felt bad. Because because I sent my other friend to go in and see how Gary was taking it. She said he looked like he was gonna cry. I said, I said, Gary's some of my best friends on the show, and we become so close. I felt so bad.
How bummed out was I all weekend?
You were so bummed out. It was like, we kind of keep, we would do something fun, and then we would start talking about it, It was a wreck.
Well, I tell you, when your baby's born, you better not, leave it alone with Gary.
I know. When he left the house, I'm like, take good care of him.